I don't really remember a whole lot. Most of it is just blurry or missing, but the first distant memory I really have is being in the snow and being found by someone who I would later call my dad. His name was Dr. Wingdings Gaster, but most people just call him Dr. Gaster. He already had 2 sons, Sans and Papyrus. They were scared at me at first, but I was also scared of them. I don't know why. Something happened before I went there that made me so tired, so sad. Gaster took me in, checked me for any sort of injuries, which I did have some. Eventually, news got around about me being there. They didn't live in a city or really some sort of town. It was underneath a mountain in their world. The monsters had to stay there. And me looking human, word got around, eventually to the king. I don't know what my dad said to him, but I was allowed to live because of the law that they had in that underground. And a human found in the underground will be killed. At first, Gaster was just a caretaker to me. He gave me food, water, and shelter. It was really Papyrus who started seeing me as part of the family. And then Sans. Gaster was always busy in his labs, but the times when he was at home, I could see him smile. He took me in and called me his daughter. Sans helped me learn how to control my magic, since I guess it was a bit crazy back then. My magic, I mean. Papyrus always brought my mood up. We would make dinner together, mainly pasta in different varieties. Spaghetti was our favorite to make. Gaster had a plan to help free monsters. It had something to do with this big machine in the core of the mountain. He didn't want me to get anywhere near it. He always told me about his dad and how his father was the reason why monsters were in the underground in the first place. Because his father did something unforgivable that caused the humans to chase the monsters into the mountain and seal it off with magic. I don't think he wanted to do the same thing, so he kept me away from his work. But that didn't stop me. I remember the day when I lost my dad. Everyone was gathering near the core to see it turn on, to possibly see their freedom. I was with Sans and Papyrus, and our dad was going to turn on the machine. But something happened. Everything started to go haywire. Alarms blaring, steam bursting out everywhere. All of the scientists made it out. But Dad... I flew as fast as I could, ignoring everything around me. And when I finally reached him, when I finally reached my dad, he fell. And I flew in after him, falling into the core, into the void of the world. And then I woke up. But when I woke up, he wasn't there. No one but me remembered him. It was like he simply just vanished. I searched all over the underground for him. The other monsters called me insane. They didn't believe that he was real. But I did find him again. I saw my dad again through a doorway into the void. He remembered me, but he wasn't himself anymore. It was as if bits and pieces of himself were scattered across the world, across time itself. I could tell that he wasn't completely there. But I wanted to get him out, but my dad didn't want me to. He in fact told me to leave the underground, to leave this world that we were in, and go off. I still remember those words that he said to me. This world is far too small for you, Wolfram. It's far too small for you to grow. I realize that here in this void, you're not from this world. And I know you can't remember where you came from, but just like how you found me, you will find your way. You will always be my daughter. You will always be my child. But every parent must be ready for their child to move on, to grow, to achieve their dreams and take flight. Wolfram, you had this when we first met. You will need to find where this belongs. Maybe, just maybe, it will lead you home. I love you so much. Go, take flight. We'll see each other again one day. And just like that, he vanished, along with the void in the door. And I was back where I had began. I don't remember why I had that timepiece, but if I could figure out where it belonged, then maybe I can find my way back home. I didn't really say goodbye to my brothers. I left them a note, because I knew for a fact that if I did see them, I would never leave, and it hurts, just thinking about it now. I wonder if they're mad at me, mad that I left. I didn't really know where to go, so I just created a portal to anywhere and jumped right through. Turns out that's the right decision, because immediately I met him, Tim, the CEO of Time. Turns out he had been tracking the timepiece that I had all this time, but he wasn't mad. In fact, he almost seemed a little bit relieved. He asked me where I got it, I told him I didn't know. He asked me, do I know where it belonged? I told him no. He took me to his planet. A planet that was swimming with time. Literally, sand and waters were filled with time magic. These were the timekeepers. They helped keep time in check, at least in their dimension. Tim told me that this timepiece was stolen years ago. Many years ago. Tim told me that he knew I wasn't the one that stole this timepiece. He then asked me if I had anywhere to go, and I told him no. Tim asked if I could do a mission, team up with one of his little adventurers, and help them deliver timepieces back to their planet. He gave me the coordinates to teleport to, so I did.
And that's the time when we first met! It was our first ever mission! And then we went on several others, though there were times where you weren't around. How come, Wolfem?
I was looking at other worlds, trying to find where I belonged. I found this world full of Pokemon, and I may or may not have gotten adopted. I still don't know how that happened, but at least I learned how to turn my form into a more human-like. Get rid of the ears, tail, and wings, and bam. I just walked among them. I went to multiple different worlds, and then I came to Riveria. I didn't really know what to do. At least I didn't have to change my hair color. I didn't really know what to expect. I honestly just came there so I can learn more about magic, but I guess over time things changed. Right, Yuelia?
You bet. I still can't believe how long it was. We've definitely grown.
We sure have, but I still haven't been able to figure out where I came from. I've been going from world to world, trying to see if I can find another being that looks like me or is at least the same species. I call myself a hybrid because that's the only best way to explain what I am.
You don't even know what species you are?
No, I don't. I wish I did, because then it would be made searching for my family easier. I know this isn't some sort of big revelation, but you guys trust me so much. Why? I still don't know. You've told me about your time performing. You have told me so much. Times before the ghost children, with children and their lives. And I haven't even told you mine. I didn't want you guys to think that you couldn't trust me. That's why I had to tell you. There's still so many mysteries about me that I wish I could answer, but I don't know them. I'm sorry. There's no need to apologize, lassie. Like you said, you don't know the answers. Therefore, you can't completely answer everything. Yeah, besides, at least we know who raised you. There's still one thing I don't know. Why are you called Wolfem? I mean, it's a really weird name. But then again, so is Wingding's Gaster, Sands, and Papyrus.
Is that the reason?
No, actually. That's the only thing I remember was someone calling me Wolfem. I still don't know why.
Maybe it has something to do with this.
Do with what? What is it? Wolfem, you have a scar on the back of your neck. I have lots of scars. That's kind of another mystery, too, of why I come back after I die. No, it's different. It's more like a branding. How come I haven't noticed this? Well, it has nothing magic to do about it, but it looks as though this is deep in your skin. Even if you do regenerate your body parts and come back to life, it seems as though this will always be here.
W01F-M. Oh, I get it.
But why is it there? I know my dad didn't do it to me. He may be a scientist, but he never once brought me into his lab. Not once. And I knew my name before I even met him, so who told me my name?
Well, maybe you're under some sort of curse or spell. Or perhaps it's hidden away by trauma. You did say that you were tired and upset when you met Gaster, your father. Perhaps some sort of event happened that caused your memories to disappear. It has happened to some of the spirits inside of our bodies.
That sounds like the case, doesn't it? Yeah, it makes sense. Too bad no spell can help me out here.
But if we have no idea where the trauma comes from, how are you supposed to, deal with it?
I don't know. And I highly doubt there'll be any more time travel after everything. I mean, we did kind of succeed, but that was the last time related favor Dialga is giving me. He seems to be in a bit of a pickle.
I don't think Tim will help out either. Something is going on my planet. Apparently some of the timepieces are stopped working.
I thought you would be here, Dialga.
Do you have any idea why this is occurring?
Sadly, I do not. I was hoping you had some answers.
No, I do not. Time is at a standstill. Not caused by anything that I've seen or dealt with. It is from somewhere else. But where? I cannot pinpoint.
Don't worry. I'm sending my best agents on the case. Now then, shall we talk about the obvious? Wolfem. You know they're going to find her eventually, right?
And you haven't told her the truth?
I'm more waiting for the right time. I mean, if she knew that I had her memories, I don't think she'll ever trust me again. Besides, she needs to get control over that beast of hers before we even give her back her memories. Otherwise, we're all in trouble.
Time is not something that we all have. Either you give her back her memories, or they will come and create more.